Hello, my Stampin' friends. Welcome to another episode of stampinwithcandice.com. I'm Candice Anderson coming to you live from Hiram, Utah. As normal, give me one quick second just to make sure. All right, looks like I am working. It's working and I am live. Thank you for joining me. Today is July 27th, so the last Monday of July 2026. And tonight I'm sharing another fun fold. I am trying to get a little bit more organized in what I'm sharing. I don't know if it will work or not, but we'll give it a try. So I am going to switch cameras here so we can get started. Please, if you have a chance, give me a shout out if you're joining during not during the live. If you're watching the replay, that's the word I'm looking for. Please give me a shout out. Tell me where you're from and let me know what you think. So we are going to be using the Scenic Coast Suite. This has been out for a little bit. It came out in, let's see, I believe it was the annual catalog. So we have 3 annual catalogs now. I don't know if you're aware, but they did change it and we'll have 3 years. So this is the May through August annual catalog. And I just dropped something. Oh, I found it. And so this one has a couple of fun things in this suite. So we have the dies, which are these really cool peekaboo dies. And then we have the stamp set. We have this gorgeous paper. It's been kind of out of stock, which is the reason for my delay on actually getting this set, but I believe it is available now. But it's so pretty and it's hard to see. I'm going to try and lift this up. Can you see that shine? I did not realize it had this like shine on it. So super, super pretty cool paper that we're going to be using. And it has this fun little trinkets and little embellishments. They're an anchor. They actually match my earrings, which I got in Alaska. And then there's one other thing. Where did it go? I had it sitting here. These fun little, they're called Sunset Sparkle Sequins that you can add. So that's what we're going to be using for our cards today. And we're going to be making a very, very simple fun fold. As far as what we're doing is simple. It just has kind of a lot of pieces, and because the pieces are what's the word I'm looking for? They're cut out of the designer series paper. I did not pre-cut them. So I do have some of the stuff pre-cut, which we are going to do some scoring on here. So this one is Night of Navy, and it is cut to the 4 1/4 by 11. So we're going long ways with it, and we're going to score it at the 5 1/2. So this is going to be our basic card base. And then this one here is cut at 8 by 5 1/4. So it's basically, we're going to score it at 4 inches. So when it's folded in half, it is like it's going to be framed on this one. So you can see the frame all the way around that one. This one here, that's all that we're cutting and scoring. Well, at the moment, we're going to pull that back out. So this one is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And this one is 1/2 by 5 1/4. So it's basically, if you take your 8 1/2 and we cut it down to 8, this is the piece I cut off here. And we're going to be using that as well. So now we have our 6 by 6 paper. And part of the reason I even came up with this idea is this paper is so pretty, and I love the idea of the frames. So you have 3 different frames that come in here that you can use, and I love the idea of the frame, but at the same time I just loved the paper and didn't want to completely take away from the paper, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I came up with this kind of really easy fun fold that allows me to really utilize this paper a little bit better. But we are still going to cut it. So we're going to cut up, grab our cutting and scoring here. And okay, sorry, I'm going to grab my measurements because I don't want to tell you guys wrong how I cut this because it took me a minute. All right, I am doing it right. So we are going to cut this first one at 1/2 inch here. I'm going to just cut that right off. And like I said, we're going to be using these, so don't throw them away. And then we're going to cut this one at 3 3/4. And then we're going to set that one aside. Now we're going to cut a 1/2 inch off the top and the bottom on this paper here. And again, we're just setting the extra pieces aside. So when we get this all cut, this one here should fit size-wise with that 1/8 inch all the way around on this one. So this is going to be our simple, easy part for our fun fold. And I'm just going to use my bone folder. And this is going to go on here. And then these pieces are where we're going to get into some of our unique stuff. So I'm going to score this one here, or use my bone folder here. I'm going to do this. I did make cards with all three, so I'll show you the other ones with some of the other papers, but I am going to do the lighthouse. And I want it roughly about, sorry about that. I want it roughly about 1 inch from the bottom and about a 1/4 inch or so. So basically, I want to make sure on the side that I am within past this so that we're not seeing this purple on the inside. So that's roughly about where I want it. And I'm going to open it up completely. And then we're going to place it on here. Make sure it's straight. Going to add our top, and then I'm going to move this to the side really quick and run it through my cotton emboss. All right, and I'm just gonna, I've been having issues with my phone turning off, so I'm just gonna tap it so it doesn't turn off on me. So hopefully I might have fixed it. I don't know for sure. All right, so we're going to save this little piece as well here. Now for the fun part. So you can kind of get an idea. This one's going to go in here. This one's going to go in here, and this is going to go here. So we'll have a double, like I said, it's a super easy peekaboo fun fold. But now we want to use all of these elements. So this one right here, I'm going to be flipping over, and we're going to be using it here, like so. I'm going to flip my sample so I can remember what I'm doing here. And now I've got these little pieces here that I can use to create some more other pieces here. So this one is going to go on my inside, and I am going to grab some of these other pieces here and trying to remember exactly how I did everything. Okay, so I'm going to do this one first. I want, we're going to go this way with it. I want that. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I want some of these here. And I'm going to put this one about right here. And I want, and you can kind of do it however, you know, you want. I just started kind of laying these pieces on my designer series paper. So rather than stamping and cutting or having just some regular, I guess the word I'm looking for, just out of regular normal designer series paper, or regular paper, not designer series paper. I decided to cut these out of my designer series paper so that I could get a variety of different pieces to work with. And I am not going to cut them all out because I have my samples and I can show you. But like I said, you can arrange this just depending on what you want. I did flip it and get some of the yellow as well, especially for like the starfish. I thought the starfish was really cool in the yellow. These are the little birds. So I'm going to show you how to kind of put this together without completely putting it together. So I did stamp along the top here in my Versamark, and he embossed it. And then I stamped on the inside here. So to finish it off, like I said, it's a lot of little pieces. So I just kind of want to show you what I did. So I lined these ones up here. And there will be a tutorial on my blog for this. Just give me a few days to get it done. But I lined this one up here, and then I used some linen thread to tie on one of these little anchors. And then I proceeded to just have a little bit of fun decorating. I think I used this one on the inside. I cut out one in the blue color here to put along here and added some of the seashells. And then when you flip it open, you get to still see this beautiful paper. So you get the whole effect of the paper. And then you flip it again, and this one will go on the inside with our greeting with some of the designer series paper across here. So let me show you the finished ones. This one here is this that I just made. So you can see this is what I was talking about here. And I added some of the little sequins along here. I did pop up this seashell, but like I said, you can kind of just play with it. One of the fun things I did is you can see the bird is here, and then these two are attached to this inside one. So you get the full look of that paper. And then when you open it up, I have the I hope it finds you happy. So wherever this note finds you, I hope it finds you happy. And I've added some more of those fun little die cuts on the inside. Let me show you one of the other ones here. So this one is using the sailboat, and I picked another different color. So this is the strawberry slush that I've done on the inside. And again, I've just kind of done the same things. This one I cut out of the blue. So part of it just depends on how the colors lined up, what you might want to flip around. And then I've got some of the birds on the inside again here. And that's the inside. The adventure continues. This one I did cut out some of the little sailboats and I stamped them. They are cut out of the designer series paper though. So yeah, just fun. And then this last one here is a little bit different. So this one, when you do it, it cuts out this, but it cuts it completely out. And this was the first time I had cut it out, so I didn't realize it cut this completely off. So I'm going to save this for something else. I'm not sure. Instead, I just used the big, huge circle and really let it highlight the designer series paper there. Added some more of the fun embellishments. And then that's the inside there. And then in here, I decided to cut out the little arch instead, just the colors of this paper. There was like some orangey part on the side there that I cut that out. You could also cut it out of the back, but I just thought it was just a fun, like I said, it's super easy way to do a fun fold, but it's kind of a unique. It's really cool, and you get to highlight that designer series paper. So watch for tutorial on my blog coming for that one. And I've been working a lot on my blog, but it's taking me a while to get everything done that I want. So if you get on there and you see things that are not quite linked or anything yet, coming soon. I have a lot of ideas. It just takes a little bit of time. Next week is going to be the first week in August, so it will be a Make It With Me. So I will be hopefully ahead and get you some information of what you need to grab in order to follow along, or as usual, come back and watch it later, and hopefully you can create one of the fun projects. And if you create one of these, please share. I'd love to see what you come up with. So thanks again for joining me, and I hope you have a fantastic night. Remember, you can check out my blog, stampinwithcandice.com, or you can order online at candiceanderson.stampinup.net. And I appreciate your support. Have a great night. Bye-bye.